Hello everybody. Been a while, and I said I was going to do a gear review or whatever. I'll just look at what's in my bag and what I had before. I haven't even opened this bag since I got home, but I made sure I cleaned everything so it's not stinky or anything. So, well, let's get started. I will start with what I had before. You know, I had a Patagonia fleece, and I really love that, but I don't know where it's at. That's the Patagonia that made me look like that. The guy at the end of the Last Crusade, when Harrison Ford had to go in there and pick the right cup to drink from. I look like that old guy. That's what some people said. But anyways, I had that. That was wonderful. And then I had my puffy, and that was from Mountain Harbor. I really like this thing. Doesn't smell too bad now. I had that. Now my sleep system, I had this from Hammock Gear. It's 20 degree. It was wonderful. I had this thing down like 5 degree, but I had 3 ounces of overfill to help it out. And this thing was wonderful. I had to get rid of this in Pennsylvania since it was getting a little too warm, and this was a little bit too much. So I love this in the cold. It was my favorite piece of gear. This was the one thing I look forward to at nighttime when it was cold and you just wanted to hurry up and lay down. And you at least knew this thing was going to keep you warm, so I was toasty. I looked forward to this every night. That, I'll throw stuff around. If you ever looked at Big Willie's gear review, he's just throwing stuff around. That cracked me up. All right, let's see what I have in here. See, I have a lot of names on these. I'll have to retouch this up. All the names of a lot of the hikers I knew on this and on my bag. There's a pen. I have no idea. Energy tablets. Sometimes you just need a little boost out there. Oh, here's my AT card. 162. I think I ended at 166. Well, at least I ended. I don't know what's this. This was my waterproof thing. I always kept my money in there. Well, oh, my card that I had going through the White Mountains. You had to sign up. Then I had my markers. People could sign my bag. Some moisturizer wipes. I went, boy, I'm about done. You needed some of these every night, at least to wipe down your feet and other parts. What else? Oh, my battery bank. This was a 20,000 Nightcore power bank. It was wonderful. It worked the whole time through. The only time it didn't when you get a little condensation in there, just had to dry out. So I made sure to try to, and that only happened one time. I made sure to keep this in a waterproof bag. So a lot of times double bagged it. So this thing would always be ready, because if you lost your power, there goes your videos. I didn't want that to happen. So that, Nightcore 20,000. Sometimes, a couple times I would have loved to have another 10,000, but that worked fine. I just made sure to keep it on airplane mode so it wouldn't suck up any extra energy on those spots where I wasn't going to be able to use it. I found this, and I rolled out my foot. Matter of fact, I want to roll out my foot today. This little cork ball. That was wonderful. I found this towards the end in a hiker box. I mean, this thing doesn't weigh that much. So I got that. Let's see what else is in this thing. Earplugs, chapstick. I had extra, let me show you. I got these from the store, they was better. I had extra washers for my water bottle. So just in case the washer gave out, which it never did. Those things are tougher than the ones they come with the bottle, or with the Sawyer. I'll get to that. Extra pair of sunglasses. There's a Shaw's Hiker Hostel, a little sticker. What else I got here? My plain stuff. Really nothing much else in this. Oh, my cords. I always kept them in something. That was for my Nightcore lamp. Well, the Nightcore, it went down at Shaw's just before I got to the 100-mile wilderness. So then I didn't have one. So I was like, well, I'm at the end. I'm not really needing it anyways. But when you get to Baxter, they said you're supposed to have a headlamp. Well, they didn't look. So they just said that was one of the things you were supposed to have. Well, I didn't have one. They didn't check, so thank goodness on that. All right, let's get into the bag. Oh, my bug net. Always need a bug net. I mean, man, there were some times when they was just hammering you. And this thing was so nice. It did cold a little heat in, and I don't like when it even stops my breath a little bit and it makes it come back at me. But all in all, have a bug net for your head. Oh, this is my food bag. Sea to Summit. I forget how big it is. You can see how big it is. Look, matches my shirt. That was good. That worked the whole way through. Oh, I had a little knife and some, I never did need any. I think I needed first aid, maybe just a Band-Aid one time. This is that tape. I never needed it. Here's a little knife. I needed the knife sometimes for a little treat. I'd bring some cheese out there, and I would use the knife to cut the cheese. Cut the cheese. Oh, my choice of words. This was my Big Agnes. When I got into Pennsylvania and I got rid of my quilt, I thought that was good. I thought, well, okay, what I have will be good enough for the rest of the way. Well, it wasn't. So after that, I had a couple nights where it got a little chilly, and I was getting a little chilly. So once I got to the Delaware Water Gap, I got me a Big Agnes sleeping bag liner, but it could be used all by itself because it's kind of thick. And so I used that, and I was toasty after that. But this was the holder, which I never used. I'll have to shove it in there. Oh, my gray shirt. Smells good. And this is what you saw on me up until Pennsylvania. I forget that town that my wife came and brought me my orange. When I went out and bought an orange shirt, and that was what I wore. This thing is wonderful. This is that merino wool, so it never really got stinky or as stinky. Everything gets stinky. Merino wool underwear. This was my pack cover. I don't know how much it did. It didn't seem to hold out the water, but it did enough, especially on the top. When you had something on the top, it at least make it go to the side. But like they say, everything seemed to get wet eventually. There's my Big Agnes liner. And it's not too thick, but it was just right. I mean, towards the end, I never got cold and I never got hot except one day. I got hot. One night I got hot, and there was nothing I could do with it about that. But anyways, this is it. This is wonderful. It's long, and that was perfect. I was pretty fortunate with my sleeping system. I seem to have just the right stuff. Darn Tough socks, extra ones. Oh, you've probably seen these a few times. These were my nighttime sleep things. Especially out there, if you thought it was going to be a little warmer, or even if you didn't, you don't like your skin touching your legs, so you like to have wear this so your skin wouldn't get sticky. And it was an extra thing to keep you warm, which that helped too. Let's see, another Darn Tough. I took 3 pair of Darn Tough. Basically 2 pair I could swap out and one I could sleep with at nighttime. Oh, my pajamas. Now in Pennsylvania, when I got that cold, the very next hospital I went to, I was like, do you have anything I can throw on my legs? Because it's basically my legs that got cold, because my upper body, I had my puffy. I didn't have anything for my legs, so she gave me some pajamas. Man, I wish I could remember that hospital, because she was a big help giving me these. And man, that really helped out, keeping me warm at night for those few extra days. Let's see what else I'm digging out of here. All right. This is my Thermarest pump sack for my, what is this one? Yeah, Neo Air X Lite. This thing was wonderful. I never had any trouble with it. Now, some people got holes in there or something. I protected this thing so well. Here, let me show you. I put my, what is that thing they put on houses? I forget what it's called. I'm just slipping. Well, you put that down, and then I'd put my pad. This is my pad. You can get these anywhere. I don't know the name of it. I would put this over that the protective sheet, and then I'd put my Neo Air on top. I never had any troubles with holes, and I was making sure I wasn't getting any holes. This was great. So if you're just like, it's in the middle of the day and you're just wanting to lay out, and there's some spots you're going to want to, I wouldn't suggest getting that little one, because you can't really do much except sit on it. You can lay out on this. And me and Big Willie, we laid out a few times, and we had some nice relaxing spots. Just throw this out, you can lay out, because sometimes you just want to lay down. That was wonderful. Let's see what else I got. Oh, yeah. This is my down booties. I'll have to get some other ones, because these are kind of like losing their stuff at the seams. But anyways, these were awesome. As long as my feet were warm for the most part, I didn't have any trouble staying warm. And these also made your feet feel good. Once you clean, that was one of the things, I always clean my feet. Like I said, in other parts at nighttime, just wipe yourself down and then slip your feet into these. Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, I love that, especially up north. I mean, you wouldn't think you would want to wear anything on your feet, but I did. And what's this? This isn't the trash compactor bag. It's the, what is this? Nyla fume bag. I forget what they recommended. It's lighter. It never got a hole in it, and it kept everything dry that I stuck in it. Man, I forget what the name of it. If it comes to me, I'll tell you what it was. Oh, my trekking poles. I had the Lecky. At the beginning I didn't, but something happened to the other ones. And Cincinnati Tim, that's what I call him, he texted me, because he had to get off, he got off trail. I didn't realize. He saw my video and I still had his number. He texted me and congratulated me. He had to get off in Virginia, but I got these poles because of him, and they're the Lecky. I don't know what they were, but the tips, look at the tips over there. They're still good. I mean, they're barely wore down. Some people, they would wear down the whole tip. I'm like, what are you even using them for? Well, these things lasted the whole way, and they look almost brand new on the tips. So these were wonderful. You got to watch some of them tips, man. They're substandard. I don't know what they're using now. It must look like they're using pewter. but these carbide tips were fantastic on these Lecky Legacy Light. And I got these at the Knock, and they was wonderful the whole way. I made sure I got cork handles. Oh. Here's my water bottle. Here's my trowel. I use that. That was wonderful. I don't know what kind. Here's my water bottle, my dirty water bottle, where I stuck all the water in there that needed filtered. I had this from the whole time. All 2,190, really more than that. You're hiking so many more miles than what the actual miles are. So 2190, 2198.4, and then you got to come down, so it's over 2,000, 2,200. Then all that other hiking around things and detours and stuff like that, that water bottle stayed with me the whole time. Here's my Z-Packs Duplex L. It's longer. This thing was fantastic. A mouse got on the netting and tried to get out. I don't remember it though, and got a hole in it. I'll fix that. And a little bottom on the little hole on the bottom. I got to fix that. But this thing was fantastic. It kept me dry through everything. It's expensive, but you know, it's so light. I mean, my gosh, 22 ounces for a two-person. This is a two-person. That was wonderful. That's my most expensive item. Well, hand sanitizer. Now I'll tell you what you do with this. And a lot of people started doing it. I said, you know, I use hand sanitizer for the most part, you know. I'll tell you, when you go to the Privy, use this. And they say, you put it on your hands. I say, no. You just spray it on some toilet paper and you feel a lot cleaner. That's all I can tell you. So that really was good. So have a little bottle. You can always refill these at spots. Just spray some in there and just you keep refilling it. And that's good to keep you nice and fresh. Well, I guess, feel like I got other stuff in here. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is my, what is that, Dupac? The Tyvek. Couldn't think of it. The Tyvek. This is what I put down first, and then I'd put my pad over that to protect it, because there would be some spots where just nasty, or even some shelters were kind of nasty, some spots. So you like to put this down to cover up that, and then put your pad over that, at least to keep your pad clean too, and then put your blow-up pad, your thermarest on top of that. I never had any problems with my sleep. I always made sure my sleeping stuff was, this is expensive and it'd be hard to get to, so you don't want to have a bad night's sleep, so protect it. Big Willie, you just throw his pad over everything, on anything. He cracked me up. My little D-ring. Yeah, what that weird, Big Willie even said too, somebody, they call it a weird name. We just call it D-ring in the military. And that's why I held my little AT bag on there. The whole time somebody said, oh, it's been breaking, and mine never fell off. I don't know. Oh, here's my bag. Here's something else. Okay, I had these. I only used them a couple times at the beginning, my mittens. Those really were nice for those couple times I needed them. But look at these things. I sent these back pretty quick, because as soon as I started hiking, for the most part, I was warm. Even my hands were warm. Nothing really ever got cold. So that was good. Well, let's see. Oh, I did have my Sawyer. I don't know where that is. I have to find another bag. I'll be right back. I'm back in pay dirt. I found my Sawyer. Sawyer squeeze. I've had this the whole way. When you go to clean these things, you know, they want you to throw water through it, and you have a little thing you push through. When you do that, keep banging it on something hard, because it loosens all that stuff up in there. Just bang, 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 and you'll see a lot of crud will come out then. So this thing's always been with me. I hung with one gear at the beginning, because he got lost or something. Well, anyways, he asked the guy to use his, and the guy wouldn't even let him use it. I'm like, all you're doing is, you're not putting your mouth on anything, you're just basically putting water through it. Couldn't even help a guy out. That is weird. There's some weird people out there. They have some weird hang-ups. So the Sawyer was good. Body Glide. You have to take something like this out there, because there's going to be some times. It never bothered me at the beginning, which you got Big Willie. Big Willie did this right after Damascus. He was having some trouble. And we come up to this spot where we was getting water, And I looked down, I said, "You ready?" And he's like, "Well, you go ahead." And I give him that look like, and he's like, he didn't know me very well at that point. So I was like giving him a look like, "What are you doing?" Well, anyways, he was dropping his pants to look at the chafing that started happening with him. So when we got up there, I did basically, this thing lasted the whole time because I didn't chafe that much. But you know, you just took some dental floss and you scrape it across the top, and then I gave him some of mine. I don't even think I used it at the beginning. So, but towards the end, or when it got warm, if you started sweating, I don't know if it was just the sweat, it'd make you chafe sometimes. So you had to use this Body Glide or something else. You have to have something, man. If you don't, like you said, it's like needles. Whew, it's rough. You have to have that. My spoon, you know, when I never had a cook system really, except at the beginning, and since I never used it, you know, I was like, why am I keeping this cook system if I'm not even using it? So I got rid of that. But you always have to keep the spoon just in case you get something. Somebody like VJ, he like made me a meal, and I had to use my spoon or use it for ice cream, because this thing's a lot better than those plastic spoons. So you always want to have something like that. And just use the spoon. The sporks aren't there. They're not better. And then toenail clippers. I would say have some of these, because your nails will start wanting to get longer and you want to cut them. You always want them, even if it's like, sometimes you might need them and you're not in a town, you need them now. So I would have clippers if I was you. And get the ones that are kind of really strong, where you know you have tough nails, you're not like pulling it all the way down to the bottom and still not cutting through your toenails. Like, what is that? So toenails clippers are great. And for your fingers too, because your fingers will start getting nasty. At least you'll have clean fingernails. Well, that was my little bag. I kept that stuff in. Sea to Summit. Sea to Summit had like a half price sale. Boy, I jumped all over that. And this is like my toiletry bag or whatever stuff. You know, you had your toothbrush in there, toothpaste, a razor. I had some prescription cream. That was just for chafing or for rashes. Another thing of toothpaste. I had some bandages in here and all kinds of stuff in here. Poets Gear Emporium. Got that at Shaw's because the guy there was Poet. We should have recorded what that guy, what Poet said to us when we was going in the 100-mile wilderness, because it was so great. But once we was done, you didn't realize it was going to be good. You're like, oh my gosh, we should have recorded what he said. Oh, and my rain gear, which you'd see I didn't have used much rain gear. I used it at the beginning, but then once it got fairly warm, I got rid of it. Outdoor Research. This thing always kept me dry, but the thing was, it was so wet, and even though it has a lot of baffles or a lot of gaps to allow the air in, you're still going to sweat. So my thing was, if it's warm and if I wear rain gear, I'm either going to sweat. If I wear this, I'm going to sweat. So I just say, well, why don't you just take it off and let the rain hit me? At least I'll be wet from rain, and I'll smell better. I'll be a little cleaner. Because I'm either going to do this, I'm going to get rained on, or I'm going to get sweated on by myself. So I'd rather get rained on. So a lot of times, I never wore rain gear. Matter of fact, almost all the time, I never wore rain gear. You just wore shorts. I just wore shorts and a t-shirt like this, and I was good to go. At least when it rained on you, you felt a little better, felt cleaner. Except those times in the whites, I mean, it always felt good. You just felt demoralized a lot of times towards the end, and we was just getting hammered. So, let me see, anything else? Oh, I got rid of those mittens out of, see, it was kind of warm in February until we got the Hot Springs, North Carolina. Fantastic place, fantastic. I love that place. But anyways, they had a great diner. And I met Lou. He's from Reading, England. Reading. Yeah, Reading. I think I call it Reading instead of Reading. Well, anyways, I got rid of these because they was just too warm. I mean, look at those things. I mean, these things are good for the Arctic. But anyways, after I got it, it started getting a little chilly because I was there like 2.5 days. And Lou was leaving. He was getting off trail and going back to the UK. And he had these gloves, these North Face gloves. And they're little. I mean, they're not much. But they saved my bacon a lot of times. Thank you, Lou, for these gloves. I got these gloves, and even when they got wet, they still kept your hands dry. So that was nice. So at the beginning, and then after I left Hot Springs, then the cold spell started hitting. But I liked it because when it was warmer, it just rained on you all the time. When it got cold, it didn't rain on you, and so it was easier to hike. And once you got up, I mean, it was just you didn't want to get out of your sleep system. But once you got out of your sleep system, you wanted to get going. And so I had to have these until my hands got warmed up, till my body got warmed up. Once I got warmed up, I had to take these off. But these helped me so much because there was some mornings it was cold the whole morning. I think Big Willie was talking about when we was up on where's the ponies? Not Roan. Sorry, it's slipping my mind. Roan was cold. The Roan High Knob Shelter, that was really something. But these things came in handy. So I think, my last thing, the pack, which I will not use this pack again because I got a lot of names on it, and it's kind of, it lasted just to the end. You can see the pad started coming out. The pad itself was wonderful. It was just the fabric that held the pad in started coming undone. You know, after 2,200 miles, you know, it did a pretty good job. So it was fraying up there. But the straps right here, nothing ever happened to them, so it was always good. It was just sometimes the strap would go around the pad like this and be hitting on my skin. Oh, that would hurt. So then I'd have to get it under there and get that pad in between my skin and the pack. You know what I mean? In between the pad. So the pad would be leaning on my skin instead of this strap. Because boy, that thing would hurt, and then it'd make my side go numb and everything like that. But this is the Granite Gear Blaze 60. It's 3 pounds. I needed something with a good support system because my back wasn't great. And I didn't have any back issues on the trail for some reason. When I got off trail, it seemed like I started having them. You can adjust the height. It has the height back there. And you can adjust down here. These adjust to fit. So as you lose weight, you can push these things in. It's hard to do, but you can do it. You push these things in and you can tighten up your belt. Man, I lost so much weight out there. I was a stick. And I had this thing as tight as you can get at my waist, I think. And I'm 6'6", but I got a little waist. It went down to 30. Oh, I was a stick. I've gained some weight, as you probably noticed it. Anyway, a Granite Gear Blaze 60. I might get another one of these. We'll have to see. It was wonderful. It has the little brain on the top. But as you get better, and as you get more knowledgeable with what you can do on the trail, I didn't use it on top. I just stuck it in the bag because I was like, I mean, it was getting so much less and less in my bag because, you know, you start getting rid of stuff that you don't need, and then you start getting more knowledgeable, and you just throw all your stuff in the bag instead of having it looking goofy, sitting up top real loose and hanging down or whatever. But yeah, so that's my gear. Oh, I did get these water bottle holders. I can't tell you where I got them from, and they don't have their name on it. Those were wonderful. I got 2 of them because especially at the beginning, I always had 2 water bottles. I always had the 1 liter, which basically I filtered everything through. Then I went down to like 20 ounce. I had usually 2 liters, but then I started getting better with water, and you know, water's weight. So I always wanted to have over a liter. So I always had a liter, and then maybe 20 ounce, and then sometimes I had 26 ounce. But anyway, those things were fantastic. And I liked them there because, you know, I wasn't very flexible. So if I had to put it in the back of the pack on these side things right here, I couldn't be able to get to it very well because I wasn't flexible. I mean, I am now. Lost a lot of weight. But these things, I always liked them right there. And you see, so I can just get to my water and drink readily. Remember what they say, this rule of thumb is drink before you're thirsty and eat before you're hungry. So then your body's always got enough fluids and nutrients so you can keep going. I should have listened to that a lot more. But anyway, that's my gear review. I don't know much about gear. I just know what I had. You know, it was a great time, and I'll make some. Vegas is coming. This is the 7th, so I'm gonna probably pop this video out today. I'll put it out at 6. I don't know. I'll probably put it out 2. I don't know. But Vegas is coming today, and we're gonna probably make another video. So I'll try to put that out tomorrow. And then I'll do a question and answers. I'm gonna start writing down questions. If you guys have any questions, send them on there, and I can read them, and then I'll answer the questions. So I can do that. Well, anyway, that's my gear. Sorry it's been a while. Oh, well, anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, just got my bigger envelope. License plate. That's really neat. Might do that. The Appalachian Trail, Maine to Georgia. Appalachian Trail Conservancy. Deer typical. 2009. Getting a little emotional. And here's what this says. Congratulations on hiking the entire Appalachian Trail. You join the distinguished ranks of those determined, hardy individuals who have done what many dream of but few achieve. In honor of your accomplishment, and as President and CEO of the ATC, I'm delighted to present you with the certificate, patch, and rocker. Yeah. I'm not going to read the rest. That was nice. Now I'll take a couple pictures of this so that I can send it out. And I finally got it. I did procrastinate. Once the other guys put theirs in, I had to do it. Sorry it takes me a while to put some videos out. It's hard to get back into that mode again because it's kind of sad because it was such a great time. And it puts your mind back in there. It's kind of bittersweet. But anyways, let's see my scarlet oak tree. Look how big it is. I planted that thing like 10 years ago. It's huge. But I like oak trees. But I planted that. It was so rough to get that ball into the ground. Whew. Anyways, so that's why it takes me a while to get videos out. So I'll try to do better. I'll do some question and answers, like I said. Got Vegas coming here September 7th. I'm gonna put that video out today, this video out today. And I hope you like it. See how it goes. Put any questions on there that you might want to have answered. Oh yeah, looks like it's gonna rain. I was gonna ride bike today. Anyway, I'll get back with you later. Thanks for watching, everyone.